Blessed love family, give thanks for your presence with us. We glorify the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie the First. Oh, give thanks for your presence with us, definitely in the tiger's nest. Honorable Priest Isaac here with you, and we will be highlighting the full moon's eclipse for this evening. We're talking about what they consider the flower moon, the super moon, which will become a blood moon, or maybe it is the blood moon, depending on when you're actually looking at this. But for sure, we are highlighting the first ever edition of the Tiger's Temple. If you have missed this, if you did not get the understanding, well, we are adding something brand new to the arsenal of the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge, and it is the Tiger's Temple. Every Sunday, we will be gathering in the temple. Yeah, we will be taking this to the other level, man, higher level of information and inspiration. Lectures from myself, of course, and many different lecturers we will be inviting. We'll be having exclusive interviews as well, debates on different subject areas, not WrestleMania now. We're talking about scholarly upful debates, question and answer every time around, always interactive. And of course, this Sunday will be no exception. Serious program that we are having. We will be showing you how to locate your signs, not your sign like how astrology shows you, but your signs, understanding the heavens, understanding the importance of the planets, understanding, the day and the time that you were born. So when you come into the temple this Sunday, make sure you have your birthday ready. And if you have the exact time that you were born, make sure you put that on a piece of paper so that when you are ready to interact with us, we can get all that information from you and literally show you what was taking place in the heavens even at that time. Now, for sure, this is something I want to talk about, and there is some level of passion with it, and it has to do with how astrology keeps, misrepresenting what is taking place in the heavens. And I come to realize this is almost like Christendom. It's filled with a pack of lies, but the concept is stolen from something much ancient than itself. And I'm speaking of astrology. I definitely have to come down on it on this level because, yeah, no matter how much we speak about it, it goes as if nobody hears. It's all right. That doesn't bother us. But for sure, I am telling you, astrology has been painting a lot of lies as it relates to the presence of the moon and the sun, specifically the moon when it comes to its newness, like new moon, full moon, and eclipse. Oh man, they definitely carry us totally off the grid. And I'll show you why it is so important, why the information should be precise. I want you to listen to this. Just give this an ear for me.
Things that you need to know about the energy on and around the powerful full moon total lunar eclipse happening on May 16th or 15th, depending on where in the world you are.
Listen.
So this is a blood moon, which just means a total lunar eclipse. Blood moon refers to what the moon actually looks like with that beautiful reddish hue at the exact point of the alignment. And it's happening in the astrological sign of Scorpio, which is a sign, the sign most associated with transformation. And so this full moon eclipse is really, really powerful time for transforming into greater authenticity and alignment with your soul mission and truth, allowing that to be reborn through you. So diving right in with number one, this is a key point of death and rebirth on the soul journey. So it's very much a time of releasing the old and outdated, old programs, old paradigms, in order to make way for the new you, for you to live and express and thrive in greater alignment and authenticity with your soul truth and purpose and mission for being here as a divine spiritual being in physical form. Two of these symbols of Scorpio really beautifully illustrate the possibility around this total lunar eclipse. The first, of course, is the scorpion, who sheds its skin, literally shedding the old mask, the old protective coating, in order to be reborn anew. And then the second symbol for Scorpio is the phoenix, which rises from the ashes and
That is true.
points to how you can rise from the ashes of the old crumbling and falling away in your life, to be reborn, to fly, to embody the highest divine expression of you. So really the biggest thing to know about this lunar eclipse point is that when you allow the old to go, the new can emerge.
Okay, let me continue from there. All right. So that's just one of the many astrologers out there, who are preaching, the whole aspect of this specific May the 15th going into the 16th, full moon, blood moon, flower moon, super moon, as being in the constellation of Scorpio. They all do that. All of them are saying that. I haven't come across no one that has the moon where it really is. No one. This is why I'm saying this stuff is like Christendom. Sometimes if I wasn't strong, because you see, I tend to have some ideas that, it's, to be honest, to be very honest, it's like me alone have them ideas. So sometimes when you alone think a certain way, you tend to kind of check yourself to see if you're thinking correct, exactly like what I'm saying. Now, tonight is a perfect example. When the moon turns to blood, you will be in a position to see exactly where the moon is. I'm not speaking of using a software from the internet. And even though we may utilize the sterilium, bam, here it is, to show you exactly what is taking place in the heavens, it is very accurate. It is accurate. But remember, we only use this so those of us who may not have a good understanding of exactly how the heaven works will have a better understanding. But let me show you something here, fam. All right. Now, remember, we're speaking of this evening. This evening specifically, we're talking about the 15th of May. So I'm going to put it up here, the 15th of May, and going into the 16th of May. All right. Now, I want to show you something clearly, family. You can see where the moon is. Remember, we had an eclipse on the 30th of April, and that was the solar eclipse, and that was when the moon was new. Now we're having another eclipse, which is a lunar eclipse, and that is, yes, now the moon is what they would refer to as full, because that's how you have an eclipse. The moon has to be a new moon or a full moon, and that will give you a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse, respectively. Yeah. Now, this means now that when the moon is new, it is passing between planet Earth and the sun. So it blots out the sun. And when the moon is full, like this evening, the Earth is passing between the sun and the moon. So it blots out the moon, and the sun casts, the shadow of the Earth casts on the moon, etc. Now, most of us would have learned this in school, and even if you don't believe in that philosophy because you believe the Earth is flat or whatever, but the point is, this is what we're taught, and this is the understanding that we have. Good, clear, fair enough. Now, using this software here, this is this evening. This is 2022, the 5th month, which is May, and the 50th day. Now, this is serious stuff. The 15th going into the 16th is said to be the time when the eclipse will be taking place. Now let us observe exactly what is happening here. So we have the moon here at the moment. This is the 15th, Sunday the 15th, specifically Sunday the 15th. And just observe the movements thereof. I want you to watch it. This is 11. 2 minutes past 11 in the evening. Yes, 2 minutes past 11 in the evening. And we're just going to move the time. I want you to watch the moon, good. Watch the moon, watch the moon, watch the moon as we're moving into midnight. Okay, you notice the moon disappears. Why? Because according to this software here, this is when the eclipse would begin. So you have the moon. You see there's 24 minutes past 11, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 11:30. You see the moon has disappeared. You see the little red spot there. That is the eclipsed moon. And of course, that's going to run you until going into midnight and almost to 1 o'clock until you see the moon start to show up itself again. Don't take your eye off of the area. If you look good, you could still see the red dot. You could still see the red dot. Look at right. You see it getting brighter and brighter and brighter now. Bam. So the moon appears. And that's basically, and if you notice, that's the same time frame that they have given to us for when the eclipse will be, somewhere between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. And that's correct. So you see there, you see the red spot come back there because that is the eclipse or eclipsed moon. Now, the moon is in the constellation of Libra. Why I just ran that information there from the astrologer is because it sounds good. Eh? Everything she said sounds good. Eh? Rebirth. And we're shedding off the old skin. And we're putting on the new this. And this is a time to put away and detoxify your spirit. And you see, because these astrologers, they sound sweet. And these ladies come and they speak in this nice tone, because we're all so nice. Sounds like preaching. And yes, and this is the time to come live and come awake. And all of that is good. I'm not against that. In fact, every day should be the time to come alive and come awake. Every day should be the time to shed off the old and come into the new. Every night you go to sleep and every morning you wake up as a natural pattern. So there's nothing wrong with renewing your vows every day and strengthening yourself every day. There's nothing wrong, you know. But now the astrologers, what they're showing you, remember, all what she's saying there, listen to me good. I want you to get my point. All that she was saying there, although it sounds good, she's saying that in relation to the eclipse taking place in Scorpio. So in other words, if the eclipse was taking place in Libra, the reading would have been different. Because remember, every constellation in the zodiac belt has its own value, carries its own energy. I want you to follow me good. Has its own, frequency that it puts out. So if the moon is going to eclipse in this constellation, wow, it must mean something. So if the moon was in the Scorpio constellation, as all the astrologers are saying, and remember, we know why they say that, because they are outdated in their mathematics of the heavens. Straight up. Straight up. It's only once, I don't know if you remember, we pulled up the article, it's once we came across an astrologer who was admitting that his contemporaries or modern day astrology is out of sync with the reality of astronomy. That was refreshing to hear. Never come across nothing else like that again. All the astrologers that are on the front line are misinforming the world of people. And all of you just follow them and just behind them and with this weird reading stuff. A lot of us need to get out of this spooky stuff here. This weird hippie kind of mentality. I see a lot of Black people taking on to themselves. And this new moon and this full moon and this energy is rising. And you got to be opening the portals and all of that. I'm not saying these things don't exist. Come on, this is me talking. This is me talking. I could ever tell you that there's not reality in all of these things. But we are following an agenda that is not Afrocentric. That's why some of us despise anything that has to do with the stars and the moon and the sun and eclipse, because you believe it belongs to weird thinking off the grid Europeans. No, the oldest record of any astronomical zodiac belt is in Dandara. That is our vibration. That is our meditation. That is us. It comes from us. It didn't come from someone else. So that is our energy family. That is our vibration. So the planets, as I was showing you previous evening, the planets have their own energy, their own meaning, and that's reality. And the Greeks got that from us. You comprehend? So I'm just showing you clearly. And what you're seeing here is what you will see on Sunday night. When you come out on Sunday night, this recording was done on Saturday night. I think I said something about tonight a while ago, but if I did, pardon me. It's Sunday night, the 15th. The 15th is Sunday, right? Going into the 16th, right? Basically a beginning of a new strong in the same way. Good. So I'm showing to you, if you study the heavens and you know the constellations, the Scorpio constellation is one of the easiest constellations to see. Very, very easy. You can't miss it. You cannot miss the Scorpio constellation more than anything else. The Scorpio constellation is extremely easy to see. So tomorrow night, the 15th, the night of the 15th, this is the test now. This is the test for all astrologers. Those of you who are serious, go out in the night and watch that eclipse. When the heavens, when the moon turns to blood, a few extra stars will actually come out, and you'll be able to see the constellations that are around the moon. Now, the Scorpio constellation, even on a full moon, you could still see it because it's so large and it has a good amount of bright stars, and its shape is just obvious. It's almost something that you cannot miss. But I'm showing you, when the moon turns to blood, Sunday evening, you'll be able to see. You may not pick up the constellation of Libra because that's it's tough to see Libra. It can be seen, but it's hard to see it. Libra is something you need on a very dark night. Take it from me. But when the moon turns to blood, tomorrow evening or Sunday evening, depending when you are looking at this video, when it turns to blood, you will see the constellation of Scorpio in front of the moon. So the moon is going towards Scorpio, but it's not in Scorpio. The eclipse will not take place in Scorpio. When the eclipse is done, it still will not be in Scorpio. It's going to take a next couple of days before it finds itself in Scorpio. This is just the reality of it, family. And we're dealing with the mathematics here. So this is why I'm saying, family, you know, the reality of it, we cannot be depending on astrology to literally carry us in the right direction, but ancient astronomy is our Afrocentricity. And that is what we will be dealing with in the first, you know, episode as such of the Tiger's Nest. Definitely that is tomorrow evening, which will be Sunday evening. This is the Sunday evening session. Looking for everyone to come in and be a part of this. What we will be doing on Sunday evening, we will be showing you in clear detail how to identify your signs. We're going to be showing you the importance of the signs. I mean, this is what astrologers try to rattle off all the time and try to tell you, well, this planet means this, and Mars is in retrograde. And I mean, we're not into too much of this, I would consider it pathetic emotional feeling from this hippie mentality. I'm sorry, but that's what I see it as. Flowers wrap around your head and this mixing up philosophies, Hindu, Buddhism, and Kundalini, and Egyptian, and Isis, and all of that stuff. Yeah, that's how I look at it, because it is not coming from the Afrocentric point of view. That's my point. It's not even coming from astronomical point of view. It's coming from reading cards. The same thing we were listening to a moment ago. At the end, the woman shuffles some deck of cards and close her eyes and pull out one with a man riding a surfboard on a wave. And she said that the universe is speaking to, I'm not into them things there. No, man, no. So what I'm saying, family, I'm looking for you to join us next evening or Sunday evening, depending on when you're looking at this video. Every Sunday, we're gathering in the Tigers Temple. Every Sunday, we'll be having a different discussion. We'll be having special lecturers that will come and speak to you outside of myself. We'll be having interviews as well, and even debates. It will always be open to the public. So those of you who will be in the webinar room, for sure, question and answer, you'll be able to express yourself. You never know, maybe one day you might be the special feature in the temple. But the temple is designed, you know, for us to gather those of us who definitely appreciate and value the vibration that we are holding here, you know, so we can communicate in a different energy and a different spirit. You know, of course, we have all the other programs that definitely open to each and everyone who desires to come in, radio and 24/7 and all of that. But we have secluded a little spot, a little niche, you know, for those of us who find it important, you know, to come in, because there's a contribution. It's only $10. The contribution is only $10 to the Tigers Temple. So make sure you're here every Sunday. If you make up your mind to be there every Sunday, it's just $25 a month. What you say to that? Yeah, $25 a month as your contribution, and you're there every Sunday. So as I said, only $10 contribution, and you can make that payment using the Cash App, PayPal. The only thing is that it's $20 if you are going to make a contribution on the very day of the temple, you know. So for sure, at least you have until the end of the eclipse. No, no, it can't be the end of the eclipse. Yeah, it's until midnight tonight, really. Yeah, tonight, the 15th officially begins midnight tonight. Yes, it's true. Okay, just checking my clock there and the calendar. All right, I think that's what a little mistake in my head was mixed up earlier. So yeah, it's until midnight tonight. So we're working with the midnight time. So if you are checking this before midnight, before the 15th begins, because the 15th is when we have the first Tigers Temple, Sunday the 15th, right? So if you get your contribution in order before that, $10. If you do it the very day of the event, and that will go for all the events coming up, because the Tigers Temple is something that's a staple now, you know. Every Sunday, I want you to get that in your heavens. Every Sunday, we are gathering here for the Tigers Temple. You definitely should believe that. So make sure you become a part of it. And yeah, it's all about education and inspiration. Minister of Education we're dealing with here, for the upliftment and the betterment of our people. So come in, let us read the stars, man. Yeah, let us understand what constellation governs us, and where the moon was when you were born, and which planet is here, there, and the reason for such. Yeah, it's going to be deep. It's going to be deep. Give thanks. Life giver and the keeper of life. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Blessed.